Time has no meaning to me, especially when I'm on the computer doing work. So I'm here now, and hopefully I will be joined by others. Today, I want to really talk about and have a discussion, if we can, about what is happening to people who are sensitives, empaths, and psychics right now. So leading up to this period of time, if you are sensitive or a psychic, for months we've been having nightmares, the same type of issues that happened before 9/11 occurred. So it gave you an idea that something was happening, but we weren't sure exactly what. We didn't know exactly what was coming. We all had different kinds of strange dreams. I kept dreaming about being with my family and us being safe, feeling very safe, but seeing outside a window or outside our doors that other things were happening and having to be very careful. One of my dreams, I actually believe, was directly related to this. I dreamt that there was something, hi Eileen, that was after us, like all of us. And I dreamt that I got bit by it, but that it really didn't do me harm. It really wasn't half as bad as I was told it was going to be, or as I was afraid it was going to be. And I feel like this is something that we all need to acknowledge and realize. Yes, major pandemic, not a hoax. At this point, I know people who have contracted the disease, but we need to realize that most people who have it and can pass it on really have rather mild symptoms. The majority of people who get this are not severely sick. They're not going to be going to the hospital. They're not going to have the respiratory issues as some others. There's a certain percentage that has that. The problem is that it spreads so quickly and so easily, especially before symptoms develop, that it very easily can come to a point where it overwhelms our current systems. That's why we're in quarantine. That's why we're staying away from one another 6 feet or so. So that being said, as a psychic, I know many of us have been having nightmares about this, about being trapped, about being sick, about losing people, and this has been going on for several months. The buildup was much longer than we realize, than we know as the public. Of course, whenever something like this happens, usually there are telltale signs, and our leaders know a lot more than we do before we're told, and it's a judgment call, and you never know until after everything is done whether you made the right move or not. So right now, let's try not to blame each other and point fingers at people and be angry, and try to come together and utilize this time and really make the most of it. It is really showing us in a big, big way the impact that we make on the earth, how much pollution we put out every day, not even thinking about it with our cars and just being out and about, and how much cleaner things are right now because a lot of these things have been halted, whether it be driving our cars all over the place or it's factories that aren't spouting dust and crap into the air and the water right now. These are things we have to be grateful for, and hopefully the people who could do something about it are watching this and realizing that things need to change. Things like this happen, whether it's man-made or not, because things need to change. So I would like to see in the comments how many people here were having nightmares and having different types of dreams or premonitions or different things that have been going on for anywhere from 2 weeks before this came out, where you are, to 6 months ago, to a year ago. And let me know how you're dealing with that, and if you're still having nightmares or you're still having problems sleeping. The second issue, which is huge, most psychics are empaths. And empathic abilities are having a huge resurgence, I guess, in society right now, because we have scientific proof that empathy is something that takes place in the brain, that if we see someone in pain, we can physically feel that same pain. That's how people relate to one another. An empath takes that a step further, and we can feel the pain, the energy vibration around us, whether we can see the other person or not. That doesn't matter. If you give me a name, if you focus on a photograph, if you feel anything like that, all that can be felt and discerned by an empath before they actually have contact with the person, whether they have contact with the person or not. So as empaths, whether we have information or we're being kept in the dark doesn't really make a difference. What makes the difference is how open we are to the thought forms and the vibration and everything that's around us. And as empaths, there's going to be a wide variety of ways that we pick things up. And we need to be very diligent right now as empaths, as psychics, as people who are sensitive, more sensitive to the outer world and the inner world than most others are. We need to remember this is not about us specifically. It's about the us of everywhere. It's not about us as Americans or us as Italians or us as Irish or anything. It's about us as a people, as the earth, as humans. We as sensitives and empaths have two jobs right now. The first is to project out to others a sense of calm, peace, and loving kindness. Because as we project it out, because we can be more focused and have more intention, more directed intention than most people, our energy is stronger than most people. We can send out to those around us, whether they be near us physically or just people that we love, or even watching things on television, and send out that loving kindness, send out that peace, that sense of belonging, that we're all in this together. It's not us versus them. There's no them. And yes, some people are going crazy and not considering anybody else and not being compassionate and hoarding and acting like, I'm not even going to say animals, because animals don't act that way. Acting like fools, I'm going to say, because they're so entrenched in their fear. We're going to see this dichotomy happening. It's been happening for years. This is a huge shift for everybody in our consciousness about who we are and what we represent. Are you going to be the one to take that last thing of toilet paper, even though you know you already have some home? Or are you going to be the one to turn around and give it to the elderly woman who's been looking all over town for it? Are you going to be the one to help your neighbor and make sure that they have enough food as well as you have enough food? Are you going to share? Are you going to watch out for one another? Are you going to help with the kids? Because you know they're going to go stir crazy and they don't necessarily understand what is going on. And it's our job to keep things calm. And it is a dangerous situation, and it is going to get worse. And that's okay. We can do this. We need to do it together. So as an empath, what you're doing is you're picking up on all this fear and anxiety and anger and frustration and all this stuff that's all around you. It's around us all the time, but it's intensified now. And especially if you're living in a city or you're surrounded by a lot of people, it's going to feel like overwhelming. The first thing you need to do is recognize that that is not you. It's not yours. You're feeling it, you're sensing it, but you don't have to hold on to it. You don't need to own it. You don't need to make it yours. So instead of saying, why am I feeling this way? Or making excuses, I'm feeling this way because, say, what can I do to help? What can I do to alleviate this? Or simply take a breath, close your eyes, and imagine pushing out loving kindness. Smile. Be friendly. Be kind. We can't come close to one another, but you could still wave at the guy across the street. You could be nice. You can be civil. As empaths, we really do need to protect ourselves right now. As psychics and sensitives, it is the same. So tomorrow, I'm going to do a video on what types of crystals we could use, how to cleanse the house, and how to do different things like that to help shore up our energy. Because we need to make sure that our energy is solid and loving and peaceful so that we can reach out to others energetically and otherwise and be a help, be a source of peace. Our job as psychics, sensitives, and empaths is to help bring peace, faith, calm. The calm is contagious. My friend Jessica gave me that line earlier. I got to use it. And I want you all to use it. Let calm be contagious. Everything else around us that's going on, whatever we can impact, where we can be a help, do it. Whatever we can't, we need to release into the hands of the Almighty or the Christ or the all that is, the universe, whoever you put your faith in. But our job right now is to toe the line, to hold on, and to remain calm. Calm is contagious. Peace is contagious. Let's make joy contagious, happiness contagious. The one huge gift in this right now for all of us and everyone who's in quarantine all over the world is this is a chance finally in our world to step back and take a breath. When was the last time you had unadulterated time with your significant other, with your kids? We need to turn off the televisions for at least a few hours a day, shut off the cell phones, get off of Facebook, and really look at ourselves and into ourselves. Are we confident? Are we comfortable with being with ourselves? Do we like who we are? Where do we want to grow? It's a great time right now to read that book that's been sitting there forever that you didn't have time to read. It's a great time right now to reach out and talk to people on the phone, FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, Messenger, however you do it. Keep in connection because those connections are important. They are every bit as important as your physical health. Your mental, emotional, and spiritual health all impact your physical health. Without those, we cannot survive. So make sure that you spread calm and truth and integrity before you hit that like button or you pass anything on. Make sure you vet everything that you're reading. Be sure that it's the truth and that it's something that needs to be out there. Don't spread the fear. Don't feed the fear, and do not feed the trolls. Fear breaks down our immune system and makes us weak. Love, kindness, joy, peacefulness boosts our immune system and helps us be stronger. So I'm not saying that if you're peaceful, you're definitely not going to get sick at all. But what I'm saying is that if you keep the peace and you have peaceful people around you, we can minimize the impact, the negative impact of what's happening. Everything happens for a reason. I do believe that. I've seen it. Why is this happening? What can we get out of it? Number one, hopefully people will realize the damage that we do day by day to the world around us. And we will reverse those trends. Clean water, clean air, clean earth. Common sense, you would think, but people don't want to hear common sense. They don't want to look at things because they don't want to believe that they ever have to pull back and stop doing something. Or maybe they need to shift and do something different. Every single person counts. Every single person makes a difference. The only way to change things is one person at a time. You taking the step. The way herd mentality works is like everybody is going in the same direction. This is how riots start. And this is how so many misunderstandings, they just snowball. And it's very difficult to be that one person who stands your ground and says, no, that's not true. No, let's not spread that until we're sure what's happening. And right now we're being given the chance to sit back and see what our effect is on the world around us. We're given the chance to step back and be in a space with our loved ones. Hopefully they're our loved ones. If they're not now, they should be by the end of this. Either that or, there's going to be a lot of divorces when this is done. But this is a chance for you to get to know who you are and where you need to go. So as empaths, psychics, and sensitives, we take on the vibration and the feeling of the people around us. And because this is happening all over the world, the intensity of that is immense. Because it's not like you can go and get away from it very easily, because it's everywhere. And that's why we need to spread calm, peace, and kindness. So if you're going to share something, instead of sharing, politics or something nasty, share the fact that people are coming out and helping one another. Share the fact that there's good in the world. Share good news, good stories. Make each other laugh. This is the perfect time to show your integrity and to show who you are and what you want to give to the world. What is your place in it? How do you want to affect it? Now, as empaths, we're overwhelmed. There's so much energy coming at us from everywhere. So we're feeling anxious. We're feeling overwhelmed. We're feeling teary, sad, all these feelings, frustrated, angry. Acknowledge the feeling, acknowledge those emotions, and let them go. Say, thank you for letting me know how everyone's feeling. However, I don't need to own these things. They are not mine. You can have them back. Just as you can receive in that intensity, you could also push out energy in the same intensity of love, of kindness, of peace, of healing. Lift each other up instead of knocking each other down. Now, I know a lot of empaths, right now, if you didn't know that you were empathic, you're finding out the hard way with nightmares, anxiety, crazy things coming into your head out of nowhere, thoughts, emotions, and you're attributing it all to yourself because you're thinking, I must be feeling this way because the world is crazy. What's going on right now? It's so terrifying. But you don't have to feel that. That is not what you have to feel. You can say, that's not mine, and give it back. And choose to be centered and grounded So as I said, tomorrow I'm going to show you some tips to do that. But for now, some of the things you may want to do is white light clearing meditation. I have it on holisticuniversity.org. Holistic is spelled with a W-H for whole. Holisticuniversity.org. You have the white light meditation. I just put up 2 meditations the last 2 days on here to help calm you down and clear you out and help you stay clearer. You can sage your home. That helps lift up the environment, the vibration. But the other thing that saging also does is it is an antibacterial. I know this is a virus, not a bacteria, but when we're sitting at home by ourselves or with other people all the time, antibacterial is also important. So smudge your house. Use things that are going to make things smell good. Be fragrant. Remember to exercise to release all that tension. Thank you very much. And you can also use crystals to grid your home or to help you not be overwhelmed by all the energy that's coming at you. So you want to secure your home in a way so that the energy that comes through is only energy that you're seeking to feel, as opposed to being constantly embattled by all this energy from all around the world. So things like this, this is called organite, and there's copper in it and a clear quartz crystal as well as amethyst. Amethyst is very soothing, very calming. Citrine is really good. But as I said, tomorrow I will go through this with you so that you have an idea. But earlier I did an FB Live and this is my new heart. I love this. It's so pretty. This is actually a huge piece of carnelian. And one of the things that carnelian does is it helps you move through sorrow and go through the act of grieving in a very gentle way. It's very supportive in that way, and it helps you to focus. So right now is a great time for all of us to go inward to see what we need to work on and to really establish and maintain our primary relationships with people and with our greater good, God, the all that is, the universe, whatever you want to call it. Because now we have space, we have time. My cat always comes in and joins us. There she is. She's got to be the center. What's that? You see yourself on there? What happened there? So, Pika, with that, I think I'm being told I'm done. And remember, your animals and the animals around you could bring so much joy and so much love. It's unconditional. There's so much peace there. Just listening to the birds outside and feeling the wind on your face and breathing the fresh air because there's not cars all over the place. It really is a gift. What I would like is for you to leave me some comments about some questions that you would like answered. Tomorrow, I think I will do the thing on the gemstones, and then we may also do a card pull. So anybody who's interested in that, let me know. And I'm also setting up a tarot class via Zoom so that we're all together, but electronically. So the one thing that you need to remember is all that emotion is not yours. You can push it back and you can focus on you and decide that you're going to grasp peace, kindness, and unconditional love. And that you are going to vibrate at that high level so that you're not inundated with the lower vibrations of fear. And as you do that, you affect everyone around you in a very positive way. So thank you for your time, and we will continue this discussion at another time on another day. Mahalo.